truth on the reprobate. The word reprobate in Romans. There's quite a lot of people that are wresting the scriptures, teaching that reprobate means lost, special type of lost person, extra bad and unsavable. Now here's the real truth on the reprobate. Here's what the Bible teaches reprobates. Reprobates are lost. All lost people reprobates. So the word reprobate doesn't mean lost, extra bad, unsavable, as Jacksmack has taught and Stephen Anderson. So Jacksmack is one of these people that I've heard teaching reprobate meaning unsavable. And I get to listen too much to Stephen Anderson or something like this. So Stephen Anderson is another person who teaches the reprobate heresy. Reprobate heresy meaning he's teaching heresy on the word reprobate, what it means. So the truth on the word reprobate, I will teach it here. So reprobate means lost. All lost people are reprobates. So it's not that reprobate, as Stephen Anderson, Jacksmack, or others have taught, means extra bad lost person, like a subcategory of the lost, where it's like lost people, then a subcategory of reprobates, quote unquote, and then reprobate meaning they're lost, unsavable. That's not the truth. Reprobate means lost. Reprobate doesn't mean lost, unsavable. And every person is a reprobate. Every lost person is a reprobate. Every lost Gentile person is a reprobate. And reprobate, silver shall a man call it, for Lord hath rejected them. So here's the truth of the reprobate doctrine. The true teacher of reprobate, what that means. All lost people are reprobates. God cannot accept sinners in his presence. Okay. Abel and Cain sin. God told Abel that if you do that, which is right, will not be accepted. Okay. And he didn't have respect to Cain. So Abel did what God told him to believe. Abel did what God told him to do, and he was accepted by God. Cain didn't. So all lost people are reprobates. All lost Gentiles certainly are reprobates. So beware of Stephen Anderson and Jacksmack and others who teach heresy and reprobate, who teach that there's some people that are extra bad, unsavable, that is what reprobate means. Reprobate doesn't mean extra bad lost person that can't get saved. Reprobate means lost person. Every lost person is reprobate. So it's the point. What is the truth? God doesn't accept. See, rejected is the opposite of accepted. So Abel was accepted of God because he did what God wanted to do. God cannot accept sinners. God doesn't. Do you think there's any lost person where God doesn't reject them? God can't have nearness with sin. Man is alienated from God. God rejects the average lost person. I think God can accept a lost, sinning sinner who's wicked, like a righteous God can accept you. No, God rejects all lost people, and you have to do what God tells you to be accepted of him. So the truth is that reprobate means rejected. So now the people are teaching what reprobate means the Lord has rejected them. Yeah, but it doesn't say for salvation. See, reprobate doesn't mean the Lord has rejected them for salvation. God doesn't accept any lost person. So every lost person is reprobate. So before somebody gets saved, they're rejected by God. Now when they believe the gospel, they're accepted of God. See? So that's the truth of the reprobate. The word reprobate. Unlike what Stephen Anderson, Jacksmack has been teaching. So beware of Jacksmack and Stephen Anderson. Both these men are heretics. And this reprobate heresy is one of many heresies these men have taught. So reprobate doesn't mean unsavable. Reprobate means lost. And that it shouldn't be that hard for people to understand the logic of that. Reprobate, silver shall men call them, for the Lord has rejected them. God doesn't accept lost people. God doesn't go, oh, this person I accept, are they going to heaven? I have fellowship in it, that's what I accept this person. No, God rejects lost people, and they have to believe what God tells them to believe to be accepted. Like God told Cain that if he did what God wanted to do, he would be accepted. So reprobate doesn't mean extra bad person unsaved. There is nobody that cannot get saved. There's no people that are extra bad and can't get saved. So reprobate doesn't mean Lost, unsavable, it means lost, savable. And all lost people reprobate. God picked the Jews as his people and rejected all other nations. See? God picked one people. If you join a dating site to look for a wife, and you pick one wife, that means you reject all other options. See? So God picked the Jews as his people and rejected all other nations. So the simple, it shows that they lack discernment, that they can understand this. I understand this, read the Bible. It's like what the Bible teaches: lost people reprobate, they're unsavable, they have to do what God tells them to do to get saved. What is that? To believe the gospel. Then Romans chapter 1 to 4 is God's gospel in effect, because it deals with lost nations and lost people, Gentiles, lost Gentiles, and lost Jews. And it deals with sins. It has conviction potential. It tells people you're a sin. The Romans warns about, it talks about the sinfulness of man, born of wrath to come, and then teaches how to be saved through faith in his blood. So, what are some other areas of Jacksmack and Stephen Anderson? Stephen Anderson is an anti-Semite. He's a replacement theologist. He teaches reprobate, which I brought up. Okay, so some of the heresies of Stephen Anderson, he's an anti-Semite. He teaches a sinner's prayer for salvation, which means he's a false gospel-giving heretic. If any man give another gospel which we preach, let him be accursed, the Bible says. He teaches replacement theology, and it's also one of the rapture, where it teaches, what is it, mid or post-trib rapture. The rapture is pre-tribulation. That's the point. Beware of Jacksmack and Stephen Anderson. I recently heard Jacksmack teach reprobate, talk about a heretic. This guy's not just lost, he's a reprobate. So all lost people reprobate. The word reprobate in Romans means lost, okay? Lost people, reprobate nations, reprobate people. So God picked the Jews as his people, and all other nations are reprobate nations. And only people that have believed the gospel are accepted of God, and all other people are rejected of God. How does that not make sense to you, this out there? It's like, do you think that God accepts people that are lost, but not reprobates, quote unquote? Do you think there's any lost person God accepts? The God goes, yeah, I accept this person, I don't reject them. No, God rejects all lost people. And you have to do what God tells you to believe, tells you to do, which is to believe the gospel, to be accepted of God. See? God rejects sin. God rejects all lost sinning sinners, and you have to believe the gospel to be accepted of him. So beware of Stephen Anderson and Jacksmack. And they have a long number of heresies. There might be more videos. So Stephen Anderson is wrong on the Jews. He teaches against the Jews. He's an anti-Semite. He teaches that some people are called reprobates and can't get saved. And like I told, the truth is that reprobate doesn't mean extra bad lost person, unsavable. It means lost person and savable. Okay. Stephen Anderson also teaches a false gospel. If any man give another gospel which you preach, let him be accursed, the Bible says. He teaches, he's a fake faith law preacher. He teaches salvation by faith and prayer. He adds a sinner's prayer, calling, confessing, asking to be saved. Jacksmack, he's shared the same error of the reprobate, heresy, teaching heresy of the reprobate. That's understand that. He's shared a false gospel, a causeless, bloodless gospel, the fake gospel, the grace of justice society. He also used to recommend Renee Rowland, which shows how blind this guy is. God says women are to be Bible teachers, but I suffer not a woman to teach or to simple thought of the man, but to be in silence, the Bible says. So yeah, anyway, beware of Jacksmack and beware of Stephen Anderson, David Bursins, and other heretics. And I might make more videos. I thought about making a separate channel for my teaching videos, a Christian-centered channel for my Bible reading and teaching and videos like this. We'll see. So yeah, in short, beware of Stephen Anderson, beware of Jacksmack. And now you've been told the truth on the word reprobate. Reprobate does not mean extra bad person and unsavable. God doesn't accept any lost people. God doesn't accept sin. He can't have nearness with sin. He can't accept sin. He rejects all sin and all lost sinners. God chose the Jews, and God only accepts people that are righteous. God can't accept lost people. They have to get saved. Now he can accept them. So God rejects sinners from his presence. God rejects relationship, fellowship with sinners. You have to be a saint to get that fellowship with God. So I'm going to finish up. This could be a video. Reprobate doesn't mean lost, unsavable. It means lost. And I don't have to make more videos about that. Like right now, I might make a deeper study, like a deeper dive in this. Okay, we'll see. But beware of Jacksmack. There's many errors. He's taught a false gospel repeatedly. He's taught the reprobate heresy in the way that Steve Anderson teaches it, or pretty close to it. And Steve Anderson, like I told you, is a false gospel giver, just like Jacksmack is a false gospel. He's an anti-Semite, Steve Anderson. He is what is it? I know that he's wrong on the rapture. If it's mid or post trib, after the raptures, after tribulation, stuff like that teaches heresy on the rapture too. That's a random video. Beware Stephen Anderson and Jacksmack, fake teachers, false teachers. They prove themselves to be false teachers, and I can prove it. I can go to their channel and show you heresies they've been teaching falsehood, damnable heresies, which proves this false teaching. They are false teachers. I'm not saying they're lost. You could be saved. There's another one of Jacksmack errors where he acts as if he could know for sure if somebody's saved, like sudden lordship. I made several videos there for this over the years. Where it's like Jacksmack teaches that a person teaching heresy is lost and going to hell, which means he's through this practice. And while somebody can't be saved and teach this, which is false, because heresy is a sin of the flesh. So all saved people can commit sins, and all saved people can commit sin and heresy. The works of the flesh are manifest, so these heresies are in that list. So, this is a brand new video.